When Chevy first introduced the mid-engine Corvette back in 2019, the company really proved that they could build the American Ferrari that a lot of enthusiasts were begging for. Of course, started off with the Stingray Corvette. It eventually morphed into the track-focused Z06. Eventually, there was also an electrified E-Ray hybrid, which isn't here, obviously. And then most recently, the company introduced the ultimate version of the Corvette, the ZR1 and the ZR1X, with over 1,000 horsepower and over 1,200 horsepower on that model. But sometimes the manufacturer will save the best for last, and for 2027, Chevy is reintroducing the Corvette Grand Sport. If you guys remember the Grand Sport, this combines the track handling capabilities of the Z06 with the more manageable power levels of the Stingray. However, for 2027, there's a brand new 6.7-liter V8, and for the first time ever, there's a Corvette Grand Sport X, which adds an electric motor to the front, giving this vehicle all-wheel drive. So today we're here at Spring Mountain Raceway in Pahrump, Nevada, because we're finally getting a chance to see the new Corvette Grand Sport in the sheet metal. So now that we're doing so, let's go ahead and take a detailed first look. Now, we haven't seen a Corvette Grand Sport in the lineup since 2019, so it's been about 7 years since Chevy first offered the Grand Sport name on the C7 Vette. So as you can see, finally seeing the new C8 Grand Sport in the sheet metal. I have to say, this model looks even better versus some of the other versions that Chevy offers. In fact, if you guys really liked the E-Ray, you're going to notice that the E-Ray is no longer in the lineup, and that's because the new Grand Sport X is the model that replaces that. In general, this vehicle is probably the better suited name for the car because the E-Ray offered less power. This has more power thanks to its bigger V8, of course, and it has the same wide body design that you saw from the previous E-Ray. Now, looking at the design, you can see, let's focus on this Admiral Blue Corvette Grand Sport, because this is kind of the launch color, the heritage color that Chevy has offered for all the generations. Remember, they've offered a Grand Sport on the C2, the C4, the C6, and the C7. Of course, now finally it's on the C8. You can see the design with the wide body styling looks very, very aggressive. This vehicle is roughly 3.5 inches wider versus an E-Ray. It comes standard with the company's full LED headlights with their signature LED daytime running light. You can see the functional air intakes make this vehicle look even more aggressive. I love the white stripe that you get along the top, the more aggressive front splitter. And in general, with the vehicle being just under 80 inches wide, it certainly makes this car look a lot more like you're looking at a Z06 or a ZR1 as opposed to the standard Stingray. Now, as you can see moving around the sides, here are the wheels for the vehicle. I'm not entirely sure which are an optional set of wheels or the standard wheels, but I really love this kind of double 5-spoke gloss black design. It's a 20-inch alloy at the front, an even bigger 21-inch at the back, 345 width tires. And then if you guys go for the Grand Sport X, it'll come standard with their carbon ceramic brakes, which, as you can see, clamped down by a red painted Brembo. Looks like 6-piston caliper, actually it might be a 10-piston caliper. So it definitely has the brakes that it needs to actually stop this vehicle if you guys plan to go to the track. Let's move over to this red Grand Sport X, because as you can see, really your only indication that this is the all-wheel drive version is the X badge that you'll see here on the rear quarter panel. That's a functional air vent, obviously, because the Corvette remains a mid-engine design. And then as I back away from the vehicle, let's take a look at the overall proportions. This vehicle is roughly 185 inches long with a 107-inch long wheelbase. This is longer versus its main rival, something like a Porsche 911, but it still has that American Ferrari supercar vibes to it. You can see the rear hash marks also are a tribute to the heritage design of the Grand Sport. And then coming over to the rear, Chevy will offer a performance package. You can get this car with the big wing at the back, and with the taillights, you can see with their full LED design, it certainly looks really, instantly recognizable as a Corvette. I also like how they've painted this actual vent here black as opposed to being body colored on the E-Ray. And then as you can see, the quad outlet center exhaust. This is the first time you can get the quad outlet center exhaust on the Stingray on the Corvette with the small block engine, and Chevy has made their performance exhaust standard this year. So let's go ahead and fire it up, because you guys are probably curious to hear what that 6.7-liter V8 sounds like. Now, I love the fact that Chevy made the performance exhaust standard on this vehicle because it certainly makes this car, sound the way that it looks as well. Now, I want to show you guys the engine because we're here in this launch program for the vehicle, and they actually have a cutaway here for the new Vette, but this is kind of where you can see the engine out in the open. Now, this motor, let's go ahead and talk about this motor real quick because it's the 6th generation of Chevy's small block V8. Of course, it has direct injection. It's a naturally aspirated V8. And the power here is very impressive, 535 horsepower and 520 pound-feet of torque. Now, of course, that's around 40 more horsepower and 50 more pound-feet of torque versus the previous 6.2. And I also want to point out this 6.7 liter V8 is now the standard engine. This replaces the 6.2 and even the Stingray model for 2027. So keep that in mind. The Stingray is also getting this motor. It all goes out through an 8-speed automatic transmission. And of course, this vehicle is rear-wheel drive, unless you guys go for the E-Ray model, which adds a front motor to the front axle, which increases the power to 721 horsepower, which again is roughly 70 more horsepower versus the E-Ray. Now, I don't have final fuel economy figures just yet for this engine. I also don't have the 0 to 60 performance or the top speed, but the old Corvette with the 6.2 did it in around 2.9 seconds, while the E-Ray did it in 2.5. So you can bet that Chevy's going to make this vehicle even quicker for the Grand Sport models. Now, this convertible version that I'm showing you over here, I want to show you guys really the trunk capacity because Chevy says that the trunk space for this model is pretty impressive. Still, you have a total of 12.5 cubic feet of storage space. Now, I suspect that's kind of split up between the front trunk and the rear trunk of the vehicle. You still have that soft close rear deck lid, of course. And then you can see the convertible model here looks really good. And this model I want to show you guys the interior for because this is essentially the launch edition interior. Now, as you can see, it's kind of a Santorini blue on the inside and it looks spectacular. In fact, when Chevy first introduced the C8 Corvette, they really wanted to give us a world-class interior, and that's kind of carried over, even though this vehicle has been on the market for a few years now. Now, let me go ahead and get inside and show you guys some of the upgrades because there was actually a big refresh to the interior that Chevy introduced last year. The technology is what gave this car some big upgrades because, as you can see, this is kind of like the full level 3 interior here, where you have leather everywhere across the door panels along the dash. You have these GT2 seats, which are heated and ventilated. The Santorini blue also looks incredible with this white exterior color with the red seat belts. And then in terms of the technology, let's go ahead and talk about that really quick because the pre-refreshed Corvette had an 8-inch center display, which had wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I remember saying that in my previous videos that it was starting to look a little bit old. They've now replaced that with a standard 12.7-inch display for the center. You got a larger 14-inch digital display for the driver's display, and then you get a 6.6-inch display here that's to the left where you can control a bunch of other functions. This kind of reminds me a lot of what Cadillac does, where you can literally change the head-up display and adjust a couple of functions here and go to your trip computer, change the layout. This center display is also customizable. And then this 12.7-inch display is definitely a nice size. It now has Google built in. You have access to the Google Play Store. And it just is a much faster software where it's quicker, it's more snappy. You have your heated and ventilated seat controls in the actual screen. And then, as you can see here in the center console, they've moved that big row of buttons that was here. Now, previously, this wall of buttons definitely looked really cool, but functionally, this is definitely a better position for the dual zone climate control right underneath the air vent. You still have these push button style gear selector for the 8-speed dual clutch transmission. And then when they redid the center console here, there used to be a cup holder lid that kind of opened and closed. Now you can see the cup holders are fixed into position. They're leather lined. They're also illuminated with the company's ambient lighting. And there's also now a wireless phone charging pad here, a grab handle, and then there's also a USB-C port that they added for the passenger side. The vents, as you can see here, look pretty much the same. I love all the real leather stitching that you get here along the dash, along the center console here, and along even the cup holders. The carbon fiber trim is also extra. And then if you want, you can pull up like a full 360 camera or front camera system, a curb camera. This vehicle still, you can get it with their front axle lift system, which I think is going to be an option that a lot of people choose. I love the steering wheel as well. It looks unchanged. You have a flat bottom and flat top design. Grand Sport badging, of course, with the metal paddle shifters. The door panel has real leather and beautiful cross stitching with, it looks like a dark black colored aluminum trim for the Bose premium stereo. The window control is one touch for all four with the carbon fiber accents. It's all even leather down here, which again is fantastic. You can see this area here, there's like a little lid that's flexible where you can wedge your phone in there so it keeps your phone kind of in the wireless charging position. And if you want to open the center console up, you can see there's the center console area. You've got two more USBs. The key fob pretty much is unchanged. This is GM standard intelligent access key with the Corvette badging, of course. You have your typical buttons here for unlock, lock. You can also open up the trunk, or the front trunk, the rear hatch, and you can also open and close the convertible top from the remote. And you can see that with the remote start as well. It's a nice size, pretty usable. And then Chevy actually now gives you the wireless charging in the back as well. So you have technically two wireless chargers in this vehicle. And then even though this is a supercar, sports car, you can see this, the glove box is huge. It goes into the dash, it's damped and it's lined with felt. So the Corvette still has that low cockpit feel to it, but at the same time, it now gives you an interior that feels even more upscale in terms of technology. You have some of the best materials you're gonna find in the segment, and it really kind of befits the price of this vehicle. In fact, you know, with the base Stingray still starting around $70,000, this interior looks like it could easily belong in a car that has a six-figure price tag. Now, it's hard to believe that the C8 Corvette has been around since 2020, and ever since this model came out, Chevy has really raised the bar in terms of performance and just exotic car feel with the Corvette. This vehicle, in fact, Chevy claims accounts for about, or at least holds about 40% of the market share when it comes to premium sports cars, and that doesn't surprise me at all. I see a ton of these C8 Corvettes everywhere. So after finally seeing the new Grand Sport in the lineup, as you can see, this is kind of the final chapter for the C8 generation, although I expect Chevy to keep this model around for a few more years because it still looks new, it has upgraded technology. But really what shocked me is the fact that the company introduced a brand new engine. I was not expecting a new small block V8, part of their 6th generation engine family. In fact, you'll probably find a variation of this engine in other GM models. The upcoming Chevrolet Silverado should also offer this engine, perhaps with a different displacement, with different power outputs. But of course, for the Corvette, it's been tuned specifically. The fact that the Grand Sport model was basically saved for the end of the life cycle kind of shows that Chevy kind of tends to save the best for last, because remember, the Grand Sport is their answer to basically something like a Porsche 911 GTS, because it gives you the track handling capabilities of the Z06 with the more manageable power figures of the Stingray model. But with the introduction of the Grand Sport and the Grand Sport X with all-wheel drive with over 720 horsepower, it now makes this vehicle have more power than the Corvette Z06, and it also has the most torque, Chevy claims, for any naturally aspirated production V8, because if you guys remember, this even has more torque versus the 5.5 liter V8 that you find in the Z06. Now, if you guys are interested in getting your hands on the new Corvette Grand Sport, you're gonna have to wait until this summer. That's when Chevy says production is going to start at their facility in Kentucky. And they haven't announced pricing just yet for the new Grand Sport model, but we can try to go ahead and speculate here because this is going to be a much more attainable version. You have basically the track handling and wide body stance of the Z06, but at a much lower price tag. Now, the company wasn't ready to talk about pricing figures, but if I had to guess, I would estimate that this car would probably start at around $90,000, because remember, the base Stingray starts at $70,000. Most people don't buy a base Stingray though. Typically, Stingrays are optioned up to be around $80,000 to $85,000 because they want the Z51 package, but with the Grand Sport, you get the Z51 package as standard, you get the wide body styling, and of course there's that new Grand Sport X model, which I suspect, since it replaces the E-Ray, is probably going to have a $110,000 starting price, but again, that's just my guess. The convertible version, typically Chevy adds around $7,000 for the convertible. So you basically take your pick between either coupe or convertible, whether you want all-wheel drive or you want the rear drive version. And of course, there's also several performance option packages and interior upgrade packages. But in general, this is still a lot of car that you're gonna get for the money, especially if you can get it for under $100,000 price. So I'm looking forward to getting my hands on one to drive at some point later this year. But with all that said, hope you guys have enjoyed my very detailed overview on the brand new 2027 Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport. If you're also looking to see the latest cars I'm testing, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Redline_reviews. Like us on Facebook, and as always, guys, please keep subscribing to the Redline Reviews YouTube channel for all the latest reviews. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.